Welcome to my Teachers in Action project. It is called Bridges of Friendship. My name is Paloma Pantaleon, and let's get started. Here is the introduction. I actually decided to design a project in my neighborhood of Lakes of Laguna at West Palm Beach and supporting a 10-year-old boy who has autism. We play outside. I love when my daughter goes and plays outside, and we have a few kids in the community that get together and in the afternoons and they play together. One of them being this 10-year-old boy. Let's call him James. James sometimes gets a little, I would say, frustrated, or he always says he needs a break. So I thought what would be great but to give him like a calm corner, but I decided to do a calm corner on wheels, like a cart, to assist him whenever he needs a break, and also to engage with other kids. So I put little toys, little things there that might be able to help him build relationships and build friendships for him. So let's give you some introduction details. He is a 10-year-old boy with autism. He is in a bilingual family. He doesn't speak Spanish, but his family speaks Spanish and English, but he is more fluent in English. This is in our community of West Palm Beach. The highlights of the project were really to set up the calm corner and kind of teach him social games so he can be working with the community, as well as some challenges I saw was to make sure that some of the items were like sensory appropriate and encouraging him when he shuts down to, kind of pick himself up and go interact with his peers. The impact of this vision was to build bridges and kind of help support the child and the community itself. So what community need did I decide to address, and how did I identify it? Well, through observing the challenges that were faced by the 10-year-old boy, James, we're calling him, I noticed that there was a little bit of a struggle with him sometimes with his emotional regulation and trying to form friendships here in the neighborhood. So I thought it would be great to create a sensory-friendly calm corner, which actually ended up being like a cart. And working on this project, I also had a chance to meet another young little girl. Her name is Emily. She's 9 years old and she has ADHD. And Emily actually in the community got very excited about us creating this comp card that her mom also let her be a part of the project, which was nice. So the requirement was to do 15 hours, and this is how I broke down my 15 hours. Preparation took about 2 hours, planning the calm corner, designing the calm corner. I did it with the actual children, which was very fun. I got lots of recommendations. The setup took about 3 hours to assemble the actual cart and get all the items in and kind of get the kids excited about it. The implementation to use the cart, we spent a whole day, kind of 5 hours, introducing the children to it and how to use it and the different items in the cart. Also, we did some social skills. We spoke about how to interact positively with peers and how that little changes can add up to big progress. So just the simple things like using please and thank yous and talking to each other in a nice tone and respectable manner can make a big impact on how you interact with each other. And just so you know, this is just a breakdown of the 15 hours. I made it as simple as possible for myself. On March 16th, I was there for 2 hours. March 17th, I was there for 3 hours. On March 25th, I completed 5 hours. And on April 5th, I completed my last 5 hours with the children. All the pictures you see here, I was given permission to take of the children. The two individuals are James and Emily, and James is on the far left and Emily's on the far right, and this is another child in our community that comes and plays with both of them. Let's talk about the participant demographics. I would say that the two people that benefit the most, like I was talking, is James and Emily. James has autism, Emily has ADHD and hyperactivity, and both children are exceptionally intelligent. I will tell you that. They are very bright kids. but I do notice that they do have difficulties in dealing in social interactions and communication. And I think this Calm Corner will be, and it is, I've seen it, it does help them kind of calm down and get into the zone to assist, to be around the other children. Okay, so let's look at a service in action. I have some pictures here for you. And here is some photos of setting up the Calm Corner. Here's the cart. Here's the activities that we were doing, which is called the Calm Down Kit. It has 10 pieces of different ways for you to step back, take a minute, and just do these exercises together to calm down and get a break, I would say. And then here's also a photo of me with James. Here is more photos of them setting up the Calm Corner. Just this is the beginning of it. There wasn't really a lot this day, but I had a couple items, some squishies, some sensory things that would be fun for them to like just have a moment and a break to play with. We added the books, and let's go to the next. Now here we have the Calm Corner with everything that we put together, and the kids were really hands-on on this. They wanted to make it as cute as possible, as they said, and make it fun for them. So there's some sensory toys there for them to calm down with. There's some social skill activities in there as well. And they can involve their peers. They can involve the other kids in the neighborhood with them. And they actually really enjoyed it. Now let's talk about the initial thoughts and feelings. When I first started this project, I was really excited and nervous. I know that I was unsure how the kids would respond to me. I was wondering, how can I connect with them, and would it, how truly impactful I can be in their lives. So let's talk about my perspective in the beginning. So at the beginning with James, I was so excited, but I was also very nervous because I wasn't sure how he would perceive this project, or me pointing him out, because he doesn't like a full attention on him. So the fact that I'm asking him to be a part of the project, I was hesitant, but I said, let's see. In the beginning, he wasn't too keen, and I saw that he had like a book, and it was a Diary of a Wimpy Kid book, and I read those, so we bonded over reading, and I developed a connection with him, and then he became really friendly and excited about the Calm Cart. But I had to add books to it because he likes to read, and that was fine with me. I loved it, and he's even recommending books to me to this day. And I thought that small little change made such an impact on our relationship that it made the project so much fun. So here, connecting with James over books, like I said, was transformative. It reminded me that you have to understand children and their own interests. And that really, once you gravitate to their interests, it really opens up that relationship. And creating the Calm Corner is not only good for James and Emily, but it's also a way to make them a part of the community and teach them how to, work on themselves and their individual needs, but also empower their own growth. So for my Teachers in Action project, I was actually enrolled in EEX4070. And not only did I felt like every week I was going through my schoolwork and my readings, that each reading kind of really did help assist me and gave me the tools I needed to work with James. One of the connections I want to highlight is sensory-friendly environments, like creating a space that is able to cater to the sensory needs of the individual, especially someone with autism, is really important. You don't want too much going on. You don't want to overstimulate them, And the application of the project, I designed the Calm Cart so it's easier to move around. That was one of my big things. I know that he likes to be outside, but he wanted something also to even take up to his own room, he said. So this is something that's wonderful for his mom, that she can navigate and take with him as she needs. If she wanted to take it apart and take it anywhere with him, she has it for any kind of event, which is nice. And it really deepened my experience and understanding of how important it is to think outside the box. And to create it in a car was so genius, because like he likes to be outside sometimes, and he hangs out with the kids outside, or sometimes he just wants to be inside of his house, and that's a way for him to take his breaks. I also have put a timer in there for him in the calm corner. That way he could time his breaks that he needs, so he knows that he's taking his 10 minutes and it's, you know, his full 10 minutes, so he's not questioning, because he's all about numbers too. If it's 10 minutes, it's a full 10 minutes. It's not like 9 minutes. So those little things made a big impact for him. Social skill development is my next connection of this course. Being able to encourage him to have interactions and improve his communication skills was really important to me. Emily and him are kind of best friends. You see them all together a lot, and I feel like they gravitate because they have the same need to work on their social skills, I feel like, and they kind of understand their own social skills because they're very quiet to themselves sometimes, but then there's moments where like they're just chatting away. So I felt it would be great to get him to, you know, hang out with other kids and kind of get him more confident. And I saw firsthand how like these small tools really made a difference for him. Last but not least, let's talk about number 3, and I want to collaborating with families is so important. I feel like it is important to make sure that families know that they're heard. One of the things we were discussing in class was about the paper cup. And if everyone has a paper cup, because you know, like during the IEP meetings, and making sure that everyone's the same. And I felt that was important in this project, to make sure that his mom felt that she was just as involved as I was in creating this for her son, that her ideas and her expectations of what I was doing with her son were something that she approved of and that she appreciated. I thought was really important, and having that involvement and her giving me those personalized details to make the calm corner. Like, he loves sea animals, so we got some whales, we got some things like some dolphins, like small toys, nothing crazy, but things to implement his enjoy, you know, things that he enjoys were so crucial to make him want to use it and be excited about it. Okay, so let's talk about connections to the course, and we're going to speak about our future implications. I think these experiences have equipped me to have a lot more practical skills, my communication, my empathy, to know that that's also important in my professional work when being a teacher. I understand that it is very important to make these children feel that they are part of the community, and inclusive environments are key for that, and to meet their social needs. I think that I wouldn't be here without the help of his mom and all the family collaboration. They were absolutely great, and they were so open to me, and I appreciated them for allowing me to do this project with their son. The insight that I gained with James and Emily has inspired me really to make sure that I create inclusive practices and develop resources for individuals with disability in my own classroom, and make sure that my educational and settings are appropriate for them. Civic engagement. Let's talk about the reflection on volunteering. I felt that this is such a powerful way to connect with people. I know that every time I pass by his house, if I see him, he's going to say hello, and he's going to be excited to see me and my daughter Ava. I am so happy to be able to do something so small, and I could see how much it has impacted him. And creating that calm corner has really got even some of the other parents talking about how can we create other things for them to work together and engage with each other. And I think it has made an impact, and it makes me very proud to say that it is important. It is important to volunteer and keep the children involved. Now let's talk about the role of engagement. Civic engagement serves to build inclusive, supportive communities, and it benefits all citizens, including those with disabilities. We want to make sure that we are giving everyone a chance and an opportunity to thrive. I think it's important to break down those barriers and those stereotypes and strengthen everyone to come together, bringing people together, and especially they may have shared challenges. They may have shared issues, and creating solutions for them together and having them know that we're thinking out loud for we're helping them and we see these things is very, very, very beneficial to them. Now, for the individuals, they have their rightful place in the community, and as their advocates, we have to be able to make things inclusive for them in every aspect, socially, and even in their home. I felt that, my thoughts as far as service learning as a method of learning was very transformative. I think it really gave me that real world application and a much deeper understanding of the materials of the course. For example, through my project, I understood how sensory-friendly environments and family collaborations, as we discussed, were really important to nurture my relationships with my students for the future. And I feel like these types of connections and these positive connections are kind of like something that you look forward to. They're very exciting, and it means a lot when you make such impact to a child. It does motivate me to volunteer more or to be more involved in my community, and to seek other opportunities that I can help serve my community is one of those things that I'm looking forward to. And I would encourage every teacher and student to embrace this. Not only did it enhance my relationships in my own community, but I feel also my daughter's very proud of me for taking a chance and stepping in and doing something positive for everyone. And overall, it really is such a deeper appreciation of all of us here that are working together. And I feel very happy and very glad that everything worked out really well, and we are all active citizens working hard for, a better tomorrow. So how can we build a greater understanding and empathy for the future teachers and future students that are interested in teaching? I would say educate yourselves. Actively seek out the knowledge about students with disabilities and their life experience. Get to know these people, meet them, and you'll notice that they are wonderful, wonderful, beautiful kids. They really are. I had so much fun working with James and Emily, and even when we had challenges and focusing and all the things, they were just so excited that we took the time to work with them. I would also just want to let you guys know is to advocate for inclusion. I think it's important to have them included in anything in your community or school. Make sure that they are actively participating in these day-to-day activities. It's so key, as well as engage in volunteering. Be a participant, be a mentor, be a part of your community, make the change, and assist families with disabilities. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey guys, like I told James' mom, I'm a student at UCF. I am working on a project that I need to work with a child with disabilities. It's a requirement of 15 hours. I would love to work with James, and give yourself a chance to work with other children is such a beautiful thing that I recommend it to anybody. Now, let me share my experience with you. I hope that this experience has shown you how small actions can make a big impact in people's lives. I would love to encourage you to inspire your family, your future educators, and get involved, whether it be workshop, resources, community projects. It was such a good time. And I know he's very sad that the 15 hours are up, but I told him I would always check in on him and just see how he's doing. And if there's anything he needs for his calm corner or anything that he would like to update to, please let me know. I have no problem helping him and getting him all set up. And you lead by example. I hope that me volunteering and me creating the safe space also influences my own children, and they will be able to realize that it's important to take care of everyone. So I want to also talk about, in my final thoughts, the roles of teachers and beyond academics. Teachers are not only just teachers. We are advocates, mentors. We are community builders. That's a word that I like to use for teachers because we really are making impacts in our community. Not only do we introduce children to such diverse topics, but we encourage our children to be respectful, empathetic, and we work with children to teach them social skills. As long as, even if it's math and English, I know, but it's important to give these children social skills and support their families and understand these unique needs that they have, because not every family is the same. And with us doing this as teachers, we are shaping our communities. We are creating inclusive schools, and it impacts our neighborhoods, it impacts their day to day. And to be honest with you, that is the coolest thing you can do for a kid. I think teachers are the paramount of the greater good of society. We cultivate so much inspiration, so much change, so much empowerment, and I hope the next generation is to create a more equitable world. I would like to say for my last closing slide that this really profoundly shaped my experience as an educator. It has taught me the importance that it comes from listening and understanding and acting with intention with children. We formed a beautiful bond, and I feel that the lessons I taught James and Emily hopefully will be with them for a very long time. And I've seen them use the card. I see them take out the card, which makes me excited that, it was something that was well worth it. This has definitely strengthened my community engagement and my belief in the importance of empathy and equity. I think moving forward, I will be more willing to be advocating for inclusion, not only in my personal life, but my professional life. I do believe that especially teachers and students should embrace service learning. It's not only a method of learning, but it connects you to the world and real life changes, and it has made a lasting difference for me. I have one more semester left at UCF, and I'm looking forward to working with students and seeing how I can create other projects. Thank you so much for listening.